Hey everyone, I am here with my new industry bestie, Keya. Keya, I just sat in a class with you and had to pull you aside immediately after because we have something to talk about.
Okay,
You
hi.
mentioned something in your class that everyone needs to hear
Okay.
and everyone needs permission to feel. So tell me about how you were talking about the DNA of hair and how we can say this texture, that texture. Every person that sits down, it's going to be different. This is not a XYZ 1 + 1 = 2 kind of situation. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity to speak on it because it's super important for us to get real, true, pertinent information out that just clears up any ambiguous education that we might be getting. So when it comes to texture, we have to understand that it's not a ABC 1, 2, 3 thing. Every single person that sits in your chair is coming with a unique pattern. Like a good friend of mine said, a young lady named Candace, she told me, she says, just like your fingerprint. And everybody is unique. And how you develop your texture is strictly DNA. And we all know DNA can go back far and pick up things that you don't see in your generation. So things like your follicle shape, whether the trajectory is slanted, whether you have extra keratin, whether or not your surface pattern is different, all leads into how the hair actually performs and what it's going to present. So the reality is every single person should be doing consultations with their core characteristics, identifying your professional core characteristics of every single person. What we have done over time is put everybody in a box. And we have said there's black hair, white hair, Asian hair. There is no such thing. Now, are there common characteristics amongst different cultures and races? Absolutely. But even within that, in the grand spectrum of texture, there's going to be different qualifications and different characteristics for everybody. So I'm sorry. ABC 1, 2, 3, we made that because no one knew how to identify hair, but we know better because we're professional. And as a student, I will speak to our students. Everyone is an individual. You know everything you should know about all textures. It's the moral development of it and applying what you know to everyone, no matter who's sitting in the chair at that time.
Yeah, and for you even, like you are such an icon and so many people, like it's been so fun to meet you here, but also watch everyone's interactions with you. I see you get pulled aside constantly. We just had somebody before we started recording be like, oh, I just want to take a picture of her. I mean, that is so important and amazing, but what you're giving needs to be heard. Like this is a message that everyone needs to hear. And so even if you're not at ABS, you need to listen to this because I think you even said it. You're like, when my client sat down, they were crying, I was crying. No one knew what to do. And up at this point, but it's so important at a young age to give yourself the permission to learn. Like you didn't just wake up out of beauty school and say, oh,
I did not.
know it all now.
I did not.
I know it.
I did not. I did a lot of education. I took a lot of education, and I put myself in positions to get education for people who did not look like me, so that I could learn everything. And so I encourage my students to be responsible and be an advocate for the education that you get. You cannot allow people to give you what they want or what they assume that you're going to be good at. If you love to do color on everybody, and be able to talk to the people that are responsible for your career path and say to them, I don't want to do another silk press until I do color and a round brush. Well, I don't want to do more color and round brushing until I've done silk presses, until I've learned how to do extensions, until whatever it is you want to learn. You have to be an advocate for yourself to make sure you have a well-rounded curriculum for yourself.
Yes, that's so special. Well, obviously, we see the Texture Burst Race logo here. Talk to me a little bit about what you guys are doing here and what is Texture Burst Race.
Absolutely. So Texture Burst Race is a movement. It started off as a class, actually. It was just the title of a class. And the result of that class was so emotional because it engaged people on a different level. We weren't just teaching you how to do hair. We were opening your minds and changing your heart.
Yeah.
And then we were moving your hands.
Yep.
And we've kept with that same moniker that hair is a fabric and not a race. And if you have difficulty working with texture, you might need to consider that it's more about the person in the chair than it ever has been about the hair.
Right.
And so Texture versus Race offers support for the whole industry to help elevate us as a standard. Elevating the standard of normalizing texture, adding texture education to the curriculum from page 1, and to make sure that texture isn't treated like an elective.
Yeah.
We want texture to be a part of the curriculum, so we bring the extra add-on, but we are encouraging the industry to level up. We're asking the brands, the schools, the educators, the influencers, the marketing. We're asking everybody to take a look at what you're doing and how you have been doing it thus far, and consider that you have been exclusive of texture.
Right. Yeah.
And so we're here today at ABS doing exactly that, shining bright. We're spotlighting our Black artists. We're creating equitable opportunities for them to be on different stages and have different activation opportunities all over, working with collaborations with Salon Centric and the It Takes a Pro team, Fast Foils, and ABS has partnered with us in major ways to make sure that we have visibility and that we have the space to show people exactly who we are and to learn more about the movement.
Yeah.
We have a town hall coming up May 22nd, 23rd to keep the conversation going, because we want everyone to use their voices to help us create a new standard for the industry. We have the Texture versus Race Summit coming the 10th, 11th, and 12th of December of this year, where we can absolutely do exactly this. But if you're at ABS, you may not see this until after the fact, but if the people at ABS, they're going to be able to connect with us. They're going to be able to feel our energy. They're going to be able to know that there is more beyond this logo, and that this logo means something to them. And when they connect with us, we're going to go back. We're not selling things, and we're not making money. We're making change.
Right. Yeah.
We really are.
Yeah.
We're just here where we are excited about showing what we have and sharing the heart and minds of the people who really want to see change in the industry.
Yeah, well, I'm so thankful that I got connected with you. I'm so thankful for everything that you're doing in this industry. I think it's so important. I think you're so approachable. For those of you who this might be the first time that you're realizing, you know what? I need to take a look in the mirror and I need to take my own next step.
Absolutely.
Keya cannot be any more sweet, cannot be more kind and loving. Like, this is actually, I think, the perfect person to be teaching these classes, because you're so approachable. It's okay to say, you know what, I'm taking my first steps into this.
Yes.
And you're not wrong. It's maybe you're just realizing a little late, and it's okay.
The whole industry is late to the party.
Right.
Okay? I don't expect people to walk up to me and just all of a sudden go, oh, I'm just a changed person. No, I'm looking for you to have a reason to choose.
Right.
To think and consider or reconsider or question why things are the way they are with you specifically, and give you a reason to do your own personal work so that you will be inspired on a regular basis to pour into this industry and stand up for what's right.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. I agree that I feel like I'm approachable, but I think that's because my personality loves people. And I am okay with ignorance, because I believe that the only way to destroy ignorance is with knowledge.
Yeah.
And the only way to do that, to destroy ignorance, is to have conversations.
Yeah.
My father used to always tell me, you catch more bees with honey than shit. So I guess, so I feel like when I bring people in, even though I still give them the truth, I do it in a way that they can take it.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's not harsh. I'm not badgering people. I'm just saying, can we have the conversation? Are you willing to listen?
Yeah.
Can we talk about it? Here's a safe space. No judgment.
Yeah.
But truth.
Yeah.
So I am a truth seeker and a truth speaker. And I believe that that's why people gravitate to me. It's funny, I'll do a class and everybody will be crying. They go, can I hug you? And I'm like, yes. Because we're here for change. We're here for us to choose, not change, but choice. And you can only do that by having conversations that might not be comfortable,
Right.
but you're safe. Your comfort is not promised, but your safety is guaranteed.
Right.
And that's how we approach every conversation.
Well, I love it. I'm so thankful for you. We're going to take a second and talk to your team as well.
Absolutely.
Of course, everyone with you is just as amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful. I think
Thank you so much, Bobby.
Again, I feel like I have a new industry bestie.
You absolutely do.
Podcast students, we can talk more about this, because we just need to
Let's do it.
for
I'm with
for
it.
the students.
I'm with it.
Thank you
You
so
are
much.
electrifying. Let me just tell you, your energy is infectious. I have not seen one person that has not walked up to you and said the exact same thing or have not mirrored what they're getting from you.
Yeah.
You're awesome. And I
so
appreciate
much.
that. I appreciate how you have engaged me and engaged this entire show.
Yeah.
It is showing you are not just nice to me. You are nice to, not even nice, you are genuine. And your heart is preceding you. And thank you for that because we don't see that very often.
Yeah.
So thank you for being authentic and organic because every single person I've seen that's looked at you has said the exact same thing. Like, I just can't get enough of you. And I can't either. So thank you so much for having me.
I'm just so thankful.
Thank you.
I love you.